Hey guys, this is Anita. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about all the self-published books I'm planning to read this year. I have around 15 books, or maybe more than that. I wish I had planned for this last year. I did not have any plans, so I planned so many series, so many buddy reads. So I actually don't have enough place to add self-published books. In my monthly TBR, I can adjust maybe 1 or 2 max per month. I will finish my Realm of Links read along in September, and I'll finish my Dagger and Coin. So I'm hoping I can fit more in the later part of the year. So first self-published book in my TBR is A Touch of Light by Tiago Abdullah. No surprises there. Tiago is a friend. If you are on Alan's Discord, or if you watch any of Alan's prints, you might be surprised because Tiago is usually mean to me, but I always consider him a friend. In Lord of the Rings, Boromir tries to take a ring from Frodo, but when Faramir asks, Frodo tells him he considers Boromir as friend.
You're a friend of Boromir?
Yes. For my part.
So it's the same. I consider Tiago as friend. Jokes apart, I'm planning to read this from long time actually. Alan loves this book. Usually if Alan likes, I tend to like those books. Our taste in books is very similar. I'm planning to read this book this month. I'm not sure when I'll post this video. I will pick this up at the end of April, last week of April for sure. I'm planning to read this book and his prequel novella, also his book 2, Shade of Madness, before his third book. I think he will publish his third book at the end of this year. Next book on my list is Faced by Victoria Tekken, Tori. I own ebook for this. I actually planned to read this in March, but I could not find space. I'll definitely pick this up in May. This is a YA paranormal fantasy about werewolves. Tori is a character-driven reader like me, so I'm hoping to find great character work. Next on my list is Bone Shroud by Andy de Meredith. That is book 2 in his Collection Saga series. I already read 3 of his books, both the Thrice and Force Code from Needle and Leaf trilogy, and first book Deathless Beast in Collection Saga. Deathless Beast was a 5-star book for me. I'm sure I would enjoy Bone Shroud. I think his third book will come out in August, so I'm hoping to read this book before that. And the next 2 books in my list are from Patricia Meredith's Spokane Clockwork Mystery series. I already read her first book, Butcher Baker and Candlestick Taker, and I enjoyed it a lot. I loved the setting in that book, so I'm looking forward to both the book 2 and 3. Cupboards All Bade and Crazy Maid Scenario. I own both the ebooks and audiobooks for both of these. And next on my list is No Heart for a Thief by James Tulin. James kindly sent me this copy, signed copy, along with this beautiful bookmark. Look how pretty it is. I love this cover. I like this cover. I like this title. I like the premise. I like everything in this book. Even this tagline, we are the stories we tell ourselves, even the lies. I'm planning to pick this up in May. I hope I'd enjoy this. And the next book on my list is The Wistful Ascending by J.C.M. Byrne. This is first book in his Hybrid Helix series. When I saw this cover, when I saw Rohan on this cover, I messaged him in Twitter about the cover. So he sent me the review copy. I heard such great things about this series. I cannot wait to read this. I almost picked this up in April, but I need some light-hearted books for June. June is my birthday month, so I want to keep some light-hearted books and fun books. So I hope this book would make me laugh. 3 books in this series came out, if I'm not wrong, so I'm planning to read all 3 of them by the end of this year, hopefully before the 4th book comes out. And the next book on my list is A Drowned Kingdom by P.L. Stewart. P.L. kindly sent me this copy. I heard great things about this book. I heard main character is unlikable character, so I'm very curious to read and find out how I would enjoy this. I read The Company by K.J. Parker last year. It has unlikable, main character is very unlikable, but I still enjoyed that book. That was one of my top 10 books I read, actually top 2, so I'm very curious to find that out. Oh my god, I did not see PL wrote a message in this. Thank you, PL. And the next book on my list is Becoming a Druid by Mike Molman. Mike kindly sent me all three of his books. This Sins and Sorrows is a short story collection in the same world, and To Speak with Elders is book two in the same series. Actually, I saw Andrew talking about these books, so I was already planning to read these. So I'm planning to read this one in August and hoping to read these two by the end of this year. So next on my list is Umbrage by Derek Bailey. This I think is YA. I'm not sure. Main character is a high school student, but even though it's YA, I don't have any problem. I'm usually okay with the YA themes. I wasn't going to actually approach for any review copies because I have so many. I don't have enough time to read them in time. But I know the author. We talked about Winter of the Witch recently when he finished that book. So when he approached me, I could not say no. And also, it is less than 300 pages, very short. And it is also a series of short stories. I think I can take a break after each story. So I am planning to read this. This is coming out at the end of June. So I'm planning to read by the end of the May and put out the review in June. Next on my list is No Land for Heroes by Cal Black. This is book one in her Legends and Legacy series. Actually, last year I saw Leslie's review of this book and I immediately added to my TBR. I knew I would enjoy this book. It's a shame that I did not get to this book till now. I'm so disappointed with myself for not reading this book till now because I knew I would enjoy this. Second book in the series just came out last week. I wanted to ask for the arc so badly, but I did not even read the first book, and I know I would not be able to read before the second book comes out, so I did not want to ask, but I will definitely read this book and the second book both before the end of this year. Definitely, please ask me if I don't read this. Ask me every month. I'm giving you permission to nag me. I own the ebook for this. I am also planning to get the physical copy because I like those covers. And the next book on my list is The Legend of Blackjack by A.R. Vitham. This is also on my TBR from last year. Both this book and Legends and Lattice I added to my TBR at the same time after watching one of the videos of Andrew Visually Reads. I read Legends and Lattice, but somehow I got distracted in one of the read alongs and did not read this, but I'm definitely going to read this year. Next on my list is Curse of the Fallen by H.C. Neville. This is another book I was very tempted. Last month, Escapist Book 2 was asking for reviewers. I think they are doing this month. I'm not sure if it was already done or it's upcoming. I was so tempted. I love this cover. I love this premise. I hesitated only because it was grimdark and everyone said that it did not have gratuitous violence. I was so tempted. It was so difficult not to join the tour, but I knew my TBR is full and I cannot get to it. If I have to read this book this month means I have to let go of one of my buddy reads. I cannot do that to my friends. So it was tough, but I did not sign up for that tour. But I really like this premise, so I'm planning to pick this up before the end of this year. And the next on my list is The Crew by Sadir Essamir. I'm sorry, Sadir, if I mispronounce your name. So I saw this book first in Andrew's videos. Obviously, Andrew is to blame for most of this book. I really like the idea. I like the cover. It's clearly looking like a Motley Crue trope. It looks fun actually, so I'm planning to pick this up this year. And next on my list is Heliotrope by Palmer Pickering. Another cover temptation. Look at that girl with a bow and arrow. How can I not get tempted? Actually, I saw this when Palmer was asking for reviewers. Again, I was tempted, but I could not. Recently, Kay and Joe read this and they enjoyed it a lot. So I am hoping to pick it up before the end of this year. And next on my list is The Way of Idon by Philip Chase. I don't even care what the premise of this book is. This is by Philip Chase, so I am going to read this. I am only waiting for Alan's audiobook. The second audiobook is released. I am going to get that and do immersion reading. I think both Book 2 and book 3 will also come out this year, so I will get those books immediately, and the second audiobooks are out, I'm going to read them. And there are 5 other books I'm interested in, but I don't think I can read them this year, but I'll definitely get to them next year. First one is Assassins of Crimson Secrets by Kay Andrews. I saw Tori's review of this book, and it sounds fun. I am planning to pick this up. Kay Andrews, actually, her fantasy romance book is coming out, Hills of Heather and Bone. When I saw her sign of form for reviewers, I was very tempted, but I cannot get to it. I have so many review copies, and I have NetGalley actually. Last December, I applied for so many net arcs, and most of them were approved. Fortunately, I'll finish all of them by July, so I'll have more time then. And the next one is The Traitors We Are by Michael Roberti. Recently, I saw Andrew Dimedis review of this book. That's when I checked the premise, and I immediately added this to my TBR. I'm planning to pick this up next year. I think second book is coming out soon. I saw Michael Roberti talking about the second book in Twitter. And the next one is Legacy of Brightwash by Crystal Matter. This is grimdark. I usually don't read grimdark books. It's not my preference. That's why you haven't seen any of grimdark books in my list. Everyone who read this book loved it. This is Esme's favorite book last year. I want to check it out. I have FOMO. I don't know. I'm very curious. Usually, Esme's and my taste align. There are some exceptions, like Chronicles of Unhewn Throne. Esme loved that trilogy. I did not like that first book. So there are some exceptions, but usually our taste is very similar. And the next one is Miss Percy's Pocket Guide to the Care and Feeding of British Dragons by Quenby Olson. This actually, last year when I read Legends and Lattice and I was on kick with the cozy fantasy, so I asked for recommendations. So Lana recommended this to me, but unfortunately I was busy with other read-alongs and I did not pick this up. So I'm planning to pick this up next year. And the next one is 13th Hour by Trudy Skies. This is book 1 in Cruel God series. This is Andrew's favorite book last year, so I'm very curious to see. So I'm hoping to pick this up next year as well. Did you ever get a feeling in the back of your mind you're forgetting something? I'm feeling that right now. I am forgetting something. I think it's high time I start a spreadsheet or get a planner, because this isn't working. I keep forgetting my own TBR books. Oh, I do want to read Conspiracy. Andrew Wizardly Reads talked about that book. I think Conspiracy by AC Cobble. I hope that's the author's name. I'm very sorry if I'm wrong. And you talked about it, and I really like the concept of that book, so I'm hoping to pick it up. There are so many self published books coming out, which unfortunately I'm not able to pick them up. So I am planning to finish all my read alongs, all my buddy reads for this year, and I will not commit to that many buddy reads next year, so that I can focus on self-published books. So that's all for this video. If you have read any of these, let me know your thoughts, and let me know what books I should prioritize, and let me know if you have any other recommendations. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.